All right, everyone. Like I said, we're going to stay in Franklin County to kick off our afternoon here on PALS TV and join our friends at Art Outside the Lines. I think about all the amazing artists that are down at the studio and some of the incredible pieces that come out of there. They don't really make you a star to become stars because their work's fantastic as is. Just I think about Mikey tearing down computers and building just random things from that. Eric and his robots, and Lauren with her soaps and waxes. We know Ernie in his portraits, Joe in his special type of art, George in his cartoons, and we have one of those famous artists with us today producing a segment, Crawford. Crawford is incredibly talented. I've even personally purchased some art off of Crawford and his Disney pieces. So he does amazing work. I love seeing what he produces at the studio. Right now he's producing things from home. So he's going to give us some cool ideas and cool things that maybe we can do at our homes as well. So live from Franklin County, we have Bianca and Crawford.
Okay, so hi guys. I am showing you guys how to make resin art. So today we're going to learn how to make it look like marble, like with acrylic paint. It'll look like that when you're all said and done. So first what you have to do is you have to get your resin cup ready. So you have to have 2 cups. What you're going to do with those 2 cups is you're going to pour the first thing, which is A. As you can see, it's epoxy A. And you're going to pour that into the cup. As you can measure, it just depends how much you want to use. I about put it to like maybe, it's not really full, but it's full enough because I know I'm going to use a lot of molds today. Then you pour the epoxy B into the same cup. And try to match the equal parts. Try to get equal amounts of both inside the same cup. So then you're going to take a skewer or something to stir it with for 2 minutes. So I like to count in my head. I like to count to 60 twice. I like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like so on. I count to 60 twice, and then I know it's done. I just forgot to put paint in, LOL. Okay. So we put white paint in, just 1 squirt of white in this one. And then you stir.
Crawford, if you want to talk to anyone or if you have any questions, you can ask and we will unmute them so you can talk to them.
Okay, thank you. I am stirring the white for 2 minutes. So in my head, I'll count to 60. Twice. Okay, I'd say that's about close enough. Because you can also kind of tell when it's like, looks like this more. Well, I can't really show you because it's a laptop, but I'll try. When it looks like that in the cup, it's basically done. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but with black paint. So we'll start with epoxy A again. Pour it in. Try to get equal parts of A and B. So now we're going to pour B. which again is this one. And as you pour, try to get equal parts of both. Okay, so I have equal parts of both. Now I'm going to add black acrylic paint to my resin mix. And you only need a squirt of that too. You don't need any more than like a squirt of both, because it'll turn the color you want. You only need like one squirt of paint, because it's like less paint the better, because they don't turn out as well if you do more paint. So again, you mix 60 seconds. And another 60. So a total of 2 minutes. And then when it looks all right, pour it into the mold. So right now I have necklace molds. They have different types of molds. You can get these kind of molds on Amazon. And I have like coaster molds, bookmark molds. Any kind of mold you want to use is fine, because you can do this with all types of molds. Just make sure you have enough resin. So what you're going to do now is I'm going to pour these cups into the mold. I'm going to pour a little bit of white and a little bit of black. Okay, and that's good. So I'm just going to show you how to do this first, because this is the most important way to make it look kind of like marble. So I'm going to put the camera down again so you guys can see. Do you see my paint? Because this is how you're going to use the same skewer you stirred with to mix it to make it look like marble. And you can kind of see how the color changes to like a grayish, blackish white. So it's kind of, it's cool. I mean, and I'm going to continue to do this with my rest of my mold. I'm going to pour a little bit of white and a little bit of black. And then I'm going to mix again with my skewer. I got my skewers at Dollar Tree because they were cheap. They work pretty well. So I would just, like, you can make art very easily. I bought almost everything I have here at Dollar Tree, so that's a good thing to know, is that Dollar Tree sells art supplies. Okay. Now I'm gonna stir with the skewer again after I added white and black. And then I didn't have enough in that mold, so it's okay to go back and add more if you need to of each color. Does anyone have any questions? Bianca, can you unmute me?
What'd you say?
I asked if anyone had any questions about what I'm doing so far.
Oh, does anyone have any questions? Raise your hand. Or if you want to talk. Caitlin.
How you do that project?
So what you need is a mold, and what I'm doing right now is I have skewers and cups, and I poured the resin into the cups with acrylic paint, and one cup has black paint, one cup has white paint. So you mix the resin and the paint for about 2 minutes, and then you pour them into the mold. And as you pour them into the mold, you only want half of the white and half of the black. So when when you pour them in the molds, pour very carefully too, because it can be a mess. Also, you take your skewer after that, or your stick, or whatever you're using to like stir with, and you just make circles. You just like basically make circles in it.
Crawford, you should put your screen down like that a little bit so they can see
I
what's
can
on.
try. It's a weird computer, like I said. Can you see my molds at all?
Whoa! Yeah, that's cool. They should see that. That's really cool.
Okay.
Also, did anyone else have a question or a comment? I thought I saw someone else's hand. Oh, cool. Let me see. Hey, Alex, what's your name?
Allison,
Allison, nice to see you, Allison.
you too. What are you making?
So I am making a necklace. When this dries overnight, it'll be jewelry.
Oh,
This
Isn't that
could be a necklace pendant. This could be a bracelet. This could be anything you want.
wow.
here? Wait, I'll show you guys. He makes some with sprinkles. I'll show you guys.
Okay.
These could be earrings. I mean, as long as you have the mold and the right supplies, they could be anything.
You see that?
Yeah.
He pours sprinkles. He pours sprinkles inside, and then this is an earring. So like, you can wear them as earrings. Whenever I go out and wear these earrings, everyone always asks where I got them.
They're
Oh.
actually real sprinkles too, which is really cool.
Mm.
Because you wouldn't think to use food and that kind of thing, but it works really well.
All right. Georgie has a question. George.
Okay, George.
Crawford.
Hey.
So you can even put like do the same you did with sprinkles, the way you held Bianca held it up to her ear.
Yeah.
You can even do it with sand and
Can do it with
sparkles and
pencil
stuff.
shaving. Can do it with anything.
Cool.
Oh, sand would be cool, like those Coca-Cola sand bottles at the beach.
Yeah.
Did anyone
Yeah.
see those?
Yeah, you can do it with sand. You can do it with basically anything. It's basically, epoxy is like a glue that lasts over time, but it hardens to make it almost like a plastic, which is
Okay, wants to
pretty
see-
awesome.
That would be awesome.
Huh.
Hey, Alex.
I really like those design colors. I like that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to continue doing white and black, and I alternate the colors. So I will mix. Okay. Keep doing that for a little bit. Also, this stuff is very sticky. I always wear gloves, but since I'm home, I don't have gloves. Alcohol gets rid of the stickiness, but it's kind of a pain because it's like really, really sticky. You definitely have to love what you're doing in order to do it, you know? Okay. Can you guys see the mold I'm using? I'll move it up so you can see it better. So another thing you can do if you don't want to make a marble is just pour the colors on top of each other and see what happens. Sometimes I did like pink and blue, and they'll look like, I don't know. It's just really neat. Like this is one I did with pink and orange. And I thought that turned out really cool because that's a keychain, but besides the point. Yeah, so that's how you make epoxy look like marble and resin jewelry. So when this hardens, which will take about 24 hours to 48 hours, it'll look like this. Any other questions? Hey, Bianca,
Oh, sorry. What's up?
can you unmute George? He has another question.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. So it's not really a question, but
Okay.
those things really look like when Lauren does the crayon molding or something like that.
But these you can't write with. They're just for decoration, basically. So they're like better as jewelry.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, yes. Yeah.
That orange bee that you made kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of the Bee movie, Bee.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
And it stands for Bianca.
In a way, that's why I picked this one out, actually, George. I'm not kidding.
True.
That is actually why I picked that bee out.
Is it me?
Yeah. I also made a bookmark with the same kind of technique that I'm showing you. This is kind of cool, too.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. Ooh, I
So-
want earrings that look like that.
Yeah, I can do that.
I love big earrings. I just want the biggest earrings.
Okay, so like these, but instead of a necklace.
Yes.
So that's how you make, as soon as this dries in 24 to 48 hours, it'll look like this necklace. And that's how you make resin look like marble. So now I'm gonna do another technique to show you guys something else really cool. So I put my own photography in sometimes in my resin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out a piece of my photography and put it in the resin. So what you do is you print out little pieces of paper of your photography on your computer and use cardstock because paper is really thin and it doesn't work as well. You place it in the mold first before you mix your resin. And when you place that in the mold, you're gonna get a cup, another cup, because if you use the same cup over again, it doesn't turn out. So you're definitely gonna need to know that. You pour the epoxy A in first, and then you pour the epoxy B, and then you can also mix the stuff clear. So I'm gonna mix it clear so I can put my photography in it. So I'm gonna get a skewer or a pep stick or whatever you want to use. Popsicle sticks work too. And you mix for 60 seconds twice, so it'll be 2 minutes. And while you're mixing that, count in your head for 2 minutes. So some of the pictures I have are bigger, and I have to cut them to fit the thing. This one fits perfectly in this square, so I'm just going to show you what they look like when they're done as soon as I pour some on the resin onto the. So I poured some resin into the mold after I put my picture down. And this is what it looks like when it is fully done. It'll look like that's a Lilo and Stitch picture I got from the internet. And I put it inside my resin and let it sit there for a little bit for 24 to 48 hours. And then it hardens and makes like this kind of plasticky glass. And that's what resin does. So it'll look like this And you can do that with your photography. You can do that with anything. You can do that with pictures from the internet you really like. It could be anything, honestly. Your artwork, you can take pictures of your artwork and put your artwork inside of the resin and the mold. And it's awesome. So another technique I have that I was going to show was this one right here. This is one of my sprinkle molds. So that's one I did with star sprinkles. And you can make coasters, which I did with this. You can put flowers in resin too, and they look like this. And then you can make earrings, which I will show you how to do in about 2 seconds. But this is just the example of the first pair. So what you're gonna do for that, how you do that is you get a picture you want, you cut it into the shape of the mold, and when you cut it into the shape of the mold, you want it to be exact, because you don't want it to look like you just cut a piece of paper and put it in the resin. You want it to fit the mold. So, where's some of my earrings I can show you? Another kind of thing you can do is you can do like different colored paint. Like that one made marble, but not all of them have to make marble. Like black and white made the marble. So what would happen if you put green and yellow? I can show you that too. Green and yellow kind of look like a Sprite-ish color, like the pop. And yeah, that's another technique that I learned how to do. There's so much you can do with resin. I mean, like, I even made this. It's like a trivet or something you can put on your dishes, and when it's hot, something really cool you can use. And then, like, I have tons of bracelets. I mean, I've been doing resin basically while this whole quarantine's gone on. So I have a lot of different things I've been doing. I'm trying new techniques. But my favorite one so far has to be the marble one. Any questions?
Hey Crawford,
Okay.
I just wanted to know, how did you get those shapes?
The shapes are actually already in the mold. So the mold makes the shapes. See how different they are?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the mold's what makes the shape, and the mold is kind of the important part because you want it to fit the mold very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that is a beautiful artwork that you did.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or?
Actually, I have one.
Oh, okay.
How did you put the black paint in those shapes?
So what I did was I mixed black paint and the epoxy A and the epoxy B, and I mixed them together for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then I mixed white paint with epoxy A and epoxy B, and for another 2 minutes. Then you pour them kind of together until they like mix together. And then when you're done with them when you're done pouring them, you use like a stick or like a skewer or whatever you have, like a popsicle stick, and you mix them. You go around in circles, and it makes that color.
Wow. And
Hmm.
another thing, I do a lot of artwork too. I've been making all kinds of these bracelets.
Cool. You'll have to show me
Yeah,
some.
I'm
actually,
gonna, Liz, I'm gonna have Caitlin talk for a second.
sure. I don't mind.
Can you make a canvas with that?
You cannot make a
Good
canvas.
question.
You can cover the canvas with it to make it a finished piece because it'll get like that plasticky cover on it. So it's a good way to like finish your art. Like you'll paint a canvas and then do it, then pour it over the canvas to make it like stay longer and not like ruin the painting. That's a good way to use resin.
How do you get the sticker in nail?
It's actually a piece of paper I cut out. So it's a computer printed, it's not a sticker. It's a computer cardstock printed piece of image that I'm shrunk down really
Okay.
small to make the bracelet.
The river table for present art.
Any other questions? Okay. I'm going to think of another thing I can show you real quick.
Wait, what's our?
I'm running out of ideas here. So
It's okay, Carl. We can all talk for a little bit.
okay, let's do that because I kind of did my segment already.
Okay. Does anyone? I think Liz maybe wanted to say something.
Okay.
Let's have Liz say. Liz, you wanna hit unmute?
Yes. I have been making these wonderful bracelets.
Oh wow!
Those are really nice.
Are those just beads?
Yeah, I got like a whole kind of beads. I could show you.
Oh, Bianca, I
Yeah.
actually wanted to show you these too. I made polymer clay earrings.
Oh yes, we were supposed to do polymer clay today, but Claire lost all of hers.
How'd she lose it?
She lives with her family, so she thinks someone stole it.
Well, these are ones I made. I thought would look great with Kelsey's costume that time when she did Ursula. They're
Ursula? Whoa. Wait, so will you tell them what polymer clay is like?
Yeah, so polymer clay is basically like regular clay, except you bake it in the oven.
Then how do you bake it? Like, do you put it on a baking sheet for how long?
Put it on some, what is that kind of paper you use?
Parchment?
Yes, parchment paper. And first you make your design out. So like I made this. Then you put parchment paper down and stick it in the oven. And for, I think it was 30 minutes on 265 is what my polymer clay said, but all polymer clay is different.
And where can we find polymer clay? Oh wow, my hair's really curly. We can find polymer clay at the store, right? Like
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. You can find it anywhere. Art stores probably have the best selection.
I'm about to get some. I really want to make.
I didn't know what polymer clay was until I started watching YouTube videos, and I was really interested in like how to do that.
Yeah.
Hey George,
Hey, Crawford.
you have a question?
I'm trying to think. If we were to come back to the studio, I would. It would be you, me, Liz, and whoever else would want to do all this together.
Yeah, I will for sure teach you how to do this if you want.
Yeah,
If we ever get back to the studio.
true. Let's hope it be soon.
Yeah, let's hope.
Oh, Gila. I'm losing my marbles, you guys. Gil, hit the unmute.
Hi, Phil.
How you doing, Gila?
What's up, Phil? Busy. Yeah. So I would ask question. I have the right here, right here.
Can you lift it up higher? I can't see it. Actually, I can't see it anyway. It's just
Get
it's too
closer.
bright.
Get closer. It'll adjust.
You see?
Get close.
Oh.
Get closer.
I can see it at the bottom there.
All right, now put your phone up.
Up a little more.
Up. Down a little.
Tiny little down. A little closer. Oh, okay. Now up just a tiny bit. I can see bit.
A little bit.
Little up. Little up. Okay. Yes, I can see it now. It's very nice. Good job.
See?
What can you see, Phil? I can't see it. Get
Oh,
going.
not there, but I could see it just a second before.
I have my goal around. Can I have my goal on in my Spotify?
Oh, Gila.
I was talking about. I have go follow for me. Got on the open how long it'll be.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll find a spot for you.
I really like.
Olivia.
I really about.
I mean, it'll be a bit since we make it safe and talk to everybody. In fact, I need to call your mother when we're done here.
My mom will out for a second, and then my husband home.
Okay.
If not, I'll call my mom. I'll call him real quick. Give me
All right.
All right.
That'll work.
Thanks, Gil.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, look, it's Rod Stewart, everyone.
Hi, Rod. Hi.
Oh, Crawford, will you please get your puppy?
Yeah, if I can find her. Oh, she's right here, thank goodness. Hold on, she's trying to eat my cord.
Let's do a send hi to everybody. Say
Hi,
hi,
Rod.
Phil.
How you doing, Rod?
He's doing good.
Aw. You guys look how small Crawford's dog is.
Oh, what kind of dog is that?
The shit
It looks like it looks like, what's the Star Wars character? Babadook?
No, you're way wrong.
Chewbacca?
No, what's his name? He's like, hey, hey.
Chewbacca?
No, in the new Star Wars.
Oh,
no.
Bubba
Oh,
Freak?
look at Allison's little cat.
Bubba Freak?
Bubble Freak.
Yeah.
No, she does
Freak.
not.
Bubble Freak.
She looks like
She
I
looks
think
like
that-
Bubble
I
Freak.
think an Ewok, those bear teddy bear things from Star Wars.
Oh, she does look a little like Ewok-ish. Where'd she go?
She's on the floor.
Oh, wow, look, it's a sloth smoking a cig.
Come here, baby.
Say hi.
Oh.
She's a little bit of a mess.
What's her name?
Her name's Ella.
Like Ella Fitzgerald?
No, like Ella, because Cinderella, she has cinders on her face.
How old is she?
She is, I think, 6 months now.
He'd be 7 in August.
Oh, wow. They'd be friends, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, Rod and Ella.
She's not in the camera. There she is.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
She is cute.
It's not even, it looks like a fake dog.
How dare you say my dog is fake?
How dare you?
She's Ella Real.
Wow, that was the worst joke ever.
No, you haven't heard some others.
No, you haven't heard all of my jokes.
I've got many worse.
Oh wait, George probably has a joke.
What if you stand with her under your umbrella, Ella, A.
Okay, that's actually a good one. And we do sing that all the time to get her in the house.
Ella, A.
Get in the house right now, Ella.
Do you sing a Rod Stewart song to Rod Stewart, Caitlin?
I don't know anyone. I'll do songs.
What? You don't know? Your dog's name is Rod Stewart and you don't know any of his songs?
I know some songs, but I never listen to his music sometimes.
I'm trying to think of a song that would be good.
No,
for a
like,
dog named
Rod, I've got something to say.
Watch
Come inside the house right now.
That's Maggie. I've got something. If the
I
dog is
know,
named Maggie.
But if I say, we say Rod and then you say come inside the house. It works.
There's no scansion.
Oh,
I miss
you
you,
guys.
Phil.
Don't miss Phil.
I miss Phil. Yes, I miss him.
Well, aim better. Hey.
Oh, my God. Oh, you guys. Is anyone else having a great time in quarantine today?
I'm gonna clean my pool out today.
You all look like you're having fun.
I have to clean my pool out. I have to clean that thing out today.
Your pool?
Yeah, clean it out. So,
Does Rod Stewart like to swim?
That's what
Yes.
I was like, you're gonna. Oh. Alex is always saying he's not allowed to make art, so I'm surprised he's on here.
Oh, it looks like a dog. It looks like Star Wars.
Oh, the dog does look like Star Wars. Oh, Gila.
Yep.
When are you going to make some art, Alex? You can make art.
Okay, Indiana Jones.
See?
Make
Yeah,
an
good.
I
Indiana.
don't know what's going on.
Make an Indiana Jones piece.
Yep.
You can make him bust some ghosts. Bust him makes him feel good.
Bust a rhyme.
Yep.
How you doing, Alex?
How you doing, Smalls?
How you doing? How's the boy?
How you
Well-
doing, Smalls?
Good.
Crawford, thanks so much for teaching today. I feel like everyone had a lot of fun and they loved learning your new stuff. I can't wait to play with polymer clay too.
I know. I just got some, so I'll have to bring it in when the song's over.
Awesome. All right, thanks again, Craw.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we doing Jonah as a pass off or an Aaron as a pass off?
Looks like a Jonah.
Let me.
Nope, there's an Aaron.
Oh, make host. I forgot to
you did.
unmute it. I forgot to unmute it before I made
We
it.
got
Sorry,
it.
Jonah.
We got it. Thank you, Bianca and Phil. That was fantastic, Crawford. Always so impressed with you and what you're able to produce. So we really appreciate your time here on PALS TV.
Aaron.
I'd like everyone else jumping in and being able to be a part of it. I see you, Alex.
Hey.
And wrap up the session with AOTL and then head over to Heath to finish out our day. So come back and join us here in about 20 minutes for the conclusion of our day here on PALS TV. Thanks, Phil and Bianca.
Bye, guys.
And Crawford.
Here, gang.
Bye.